What?
I need a reason.
Don't say money. Why do this?
Why not do it? Because yesterday I walked out of the joint after losing 4 years of my life, and you're cold decking Teen Beat cover boys. Because the house always wins. Play long enough, you never change the stakes, the house takes you. Unless, when that perfect hand comes along, you bet big, and then you take the house.
People at Mohegan for taping it. It's wonderful. Let's see some more. $10 bet.
Some blow, baby. Let's go some blow. Come on. Make it happen.
I don't think I like this one up. Nothing. That was a tiny, teeny, tiny. Let's get something pretty, huh? Let's see about, what do we have here? Some more 10 cents, some more 10 cents. Oh, this is 50 cents. Let's
Blue minor, come on. Pretty blue minor. Let's go. Pretty blue minor. Come on. Blue.
I had a wonderful weekend and can't get it. Just popping them on. Let's see if I can find something pretty for y'all to look at. Like, you can all appreciate. Oh, maybe this one will do good. Yeah, let's watch it. Oh.
Show me some pretty.
Imagine you're playing in a machine. You're down a couple thousand. You don't know what you're going to do with your life. You're thinking about suicide. You're thinking about running your car into the ravine. Maybe taking out a couple dealers, pit bosses, hosts, executives, anybody who actually may or may not have something to do with the pay on the machine. Aristocrat, you're thinking about taking your advice. You get the minor $2,500. All of a sudden, your life changes a little bit. Hey, beat come. Put it in dip, and you don't even know what you're doing. Oh, I can't still take your son to the another $500. You're having a great time, man. You're shifting and you're moving. Look at it. Everybody knows that. Folks, welcome back to LFG. I'm Victor Marca. This is our sixth episode, of course. Last time, Tommy had taken the helm for a bit. A little bit unstable, that character. But we're working through it. We're seeing what we can do. I'd like to get a lot more people on the show. I Drunkle on the show finally. He'll never do a scores and odds because he has to get up in front of the camera over and over again. And although he's a very funny person, funny looking, insane, and other things, he'll probably never get up in front of a camera. But lots of stuff going on. We're in November 11th right now, I think it is, right? And this is literally a week now. We're almost, we're officially a week past the election day. Biden is for all intents and purposes, the projected winner, whatever you're going to call it, by the news outlets, the majority of them, all of them actually. I don't think there's one that doesn't say he's supposed to win or he's projected to win, but there's a whole lot of shit going on. And whoever thought that the COVID was going to disappear after the election, they were incorrect. I called it from the beginning. And mainly because the way that things were happening, like I said, I really don't see a way that everyone is not going to get this thing. Good news, bad news, the strains, we know how to treat it now. The bad news is that it looks like the second wave is here. And whoever didn't get it the first round is going to get it the second round. And I've even heard some things about it only lasts 7 months, your antibodies in your system. Look, we're 2 years away from knowing anything about this novel new infection. Hopefully that's the end of it. After this one, we get to the March time. We've got vaccines that are on the rise. Pfizer today said that they're going to have something. So you would think all the casinos now, we could start opening up everything. Unfortunately, this afternoon or yesterday afternoon, Governor Murphy out of New Jersey has basically closed down all bars or made them impossible to be in. They're done at 10 o'clock p.m. You can't sit at the bar anymore. You have to eat food, apparently, for all that good stuff. You can still be served in the casinos, not after 10, of course. There was going to be a full indoor closure after 10, but I believe the casinos pushed back pretty heavy on that, and so Murphy relented and said you're allowed to stay open. Or I'm sorry, you're allowed to do outdoor access or some version of that I guess the casino said, okay, so now at least people can, get takeout or whatever they have to do for that, because otherwise casinos might as well close down. They might as well shut the fuck down, because there's nothing going on if you can't eat, if you can't drink, if you can't do anything. And it's already, handcuffed them pretty tight to this. It doesn't appear like the majority of the cases are coming out of the South in New Jersey. It appears like it's coming up from closer to the north, where the main population is, the New York City area. A lot of people going out to eat, people having drinks and dinners and shit. So it looks like for a little bit longer, might be a couple more months, we're going to be hanging out with this virus. And the weird thing is that we've never had a continual test. We don't test for the flu regularly. We don't test for the cold regularly. Okay, those things don't impact us the way COVID is currently suspected to. Fine. We don't have a regular test for AIDS. We don't test everybody for AIDS every other fucking day or week. So, and when you die of other things besides AIDS, we don't call it AIDS. So I think at some point we're going to have to take a step back from a governance standpoint and say, all right, we were paying you to declare things COVID because, you didn't have your hospitals open. So any beds that were actually COVID, we paid you a little bit extra for. If you put them on the ventilator because they were getting sick, we'd even pay you extra for that. But at some point, they're going to have to step back and say, listen, we're not going to pay you for this anymore. We'll pay for X, Y, Z. And I have a feeling you're going to see the COVID, cases and deaths drop significantly, as they already have already, right? So let's see what happens. Let's see what happens there. In other news, Las Vegas is having continued troubles with their casinos. But good news, like I mentioned, Circa is open. It is an adults-only casino downtown. It's well needed. Downtown is a great place in Vegas to go. A little bit more grimier. And this is a nice welcome addition with gigantic freaking TVs, the size of the entire pool area, which is just massive. It appears to be like a football field, 2 football fields long. So I can't wait to see what happens there. I can't wait to see what shapes up there. Aside at the beginning, the couple things that I hit over at Mohegan. I had a interesting weekend. I started my week, I think I was down about a G out of online. I went to Mount Airy on Friday. I got my ass handed to me. And then I went back to the car. And I was going to leave, and I decided to get my ass handed harder. Then after that, I went to Mohegan the next day, and I was getting my ass equally handed to me when I had the most massive comeback in terms of it wasn't quick hit dollar amounts. It was a literal battle, hundreds and hundreds of dollars over and over again. And I was down in a bad way. The drive home from Mount Airy was very suicidal. The casino playing, there was a lot of murmuring in my breath as things were going through the video poker terminals. And you know what? I know better. Mohegan has terrible video poker. And Mount Airy, their video poker can be good, but if it has a certain feel to it, if you're not hitting anything, like no full houses, no 3 of a kinds, none, your odds, the machine doesn't seem to want to pay out unless it's hot. And there's no way, there's no dollar amount that you could play to make it hot. Point in case in that, the old Taj Mahal, before it closed, there was a super times pay machine I could sit at. And if I put $600 into it, it had to be one more than 500. It was always like that. If there had to be a little bit extra, if it didn't pop, if I put 600 into it, I can make that machine give me any win. It would be $1,000 I can make over it, and it would just get hot. The machine would get hot. Lots of 4 of a kinds, sometimes great 4 of a kinds. I think I got 6 G's one time pay out there, 8 G's another time pay out there, and it was just these multiples, and it was over and over again, and it was like going to the ATM. It was the very end of Taj Mahal. Their leases were up on half the machines, so half of them were off. It almost looked like COVID time, except instead of the machine saying not disabled, it was literally just shut off. Whoever owned or operated those machines, because it's not always the casino that owns them, and most times it's not. They go to a leasing place or a sort of like well, I don't want to say Bally's, but like the same way arcades will lease games from them. They usually don't buy the actual machine. You have somebody lease it, and then they're responsible for taking care of it. They're responsible for configuration and everything. Obviously, you tell them your options. I think it's in Jersey. It's 82%, 85% payback, whatever it is. And then you go, okay, make this one the hot one, make this one, connect this one to the other one. I want to be able to hit a button on this one and don't pay out over $30,000 on this one. And this one, you could pay up to 100 G's on it, whatever. So you could set all these kind of parameters. So when a lot of people talk about machines that are lucky, that's sort of the thought behind it. I see a lot of particularly video poker podcasts and players that talk about the general odds of a game, right? So I'm going to screw it up, but jacks are better, has the highest, closest percent chance of winning. So the least house advantage against the player. If you play perfect strategy, the idea is that I think it's something like you'll lose $3 for every $100,000 you bet, something crazy like that, right? If you play perfect strategy. Now, the only problem with that number is that's over infinity. So the idea is that if you play 100 hands, you might lose 100%. It's possible. I don't think it's ever happened to me. I think probably I'd get as high as about 40 hands in a row that I lost. That's happened to me. Online only. Many people always warned me about that. And I knew about it myself, but I keep swinging away to see what happens. But in reality, you have to play those infinite amount of hands to get to that percentage point. Point in case, there are many. I am probably actually about around 130% return on triple double bonus poker, but not exclusively the video poker machines, the Game King machines. more of the super times pay, the double super times pay, the ultimate X. When I have an opportunity to play that game, the multiples seem to add up. So if I have a consistent losing session, it's can be accelerated back very quickly, much like the slots I play like that. And so that was really the kind of target that we get around that. So that's important to remember when you're gambling. Just because the odds are there, just because the pay lines are there, doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be paid in that rationale. I think I think I've said it before. You have a 1 in 42,000 chance in any given hand of video poker of hitting a royal flush, right? Well, again, you can go 300,000 hands, and I think probably before my first one, I was well into the tens of thousands. I was easily beyond 42,000 hands. I would guess I was probably near 100,000. I had been going and playing religiously for, oh God, by then it was 2010, I think. I had been playing for 3 years pretty much straight. Kong and I had been stupid. We were driving down every other weekend out of New York. We were having some fun. And yeah, so by then I imagine it was around 100,000. Now I hit 4 aces with the kicker. I hit plenty of 4 of kinds in between. And I really did graduate into a higher and higher riskier. I mean, if you looked at my gambling trajectory, I'm 1 or 2, 3 steps away from, just betting on knife fights and chicken fights, because I like the riskier bets nowadays. Particularly if you can't find a religiously consistent paying machine, you really do want to go for the home run. And that's one of the things when I do my slot reviews, I try to gauge a machine and the game based on its ability to either consistently provide good return. For example, a jacks or better machine that's configured to give the 85% payout will most likely return you very near to that 99.997 your house advantage against that. So that you should see something very close to that, or maybe even a little bit better. Of course, now machines are configured by banks or even casino wide. The goal, of course, is to average that return, and enforcing that and making sure those things pay out. It's a little bit difficult. I still don't understand it myself. I don't know how that happens right now. I'm still trying to grab my arms around that, because I don't see enough. I don't spend enough time. I'm too lazy to actually try to keep going to the commission sites, to look up people who are fine, to look up the casinos that are fine, the machines that are fine, the reason why they're fine. It becomes I only have so many hours in the day, and I have to spend the majority of them gambling. So that's my goal, and that's what I do. But it was a great comeback. I played mostly for the day. Played some Golden Century, which I like, which is the Dragon Lake version of the Aristocrats, very similar to that. Put some videos out a little bit later. We're going to start on my YouTube channel. We're going to start pushing the more of the jackpots, more of kind of a session at a particular casino, and we're going to see how that goes in and out. From the I played that. I played Heartthrob. I've told everybody a million times. At Mohegan Sun, the only machine that I can reliably say gets hot is this Heartthrob high limit machine. And the trick is to switch denominations. If you're not hitting it, it seems to pop. I don't know why. Don't ask me how. The minimum bets in the high limit is on the 10 cent, you could do $5. On the 25 cent, you could do $12.50 is your minimum bet. And on the 25 cent, you could do $12.50. If you play dollars, which I don't, because it's a little bit too rich for my blood unless I'm drunk, you can play 25 a hand at minimum, and it goes, I think you go all the way up to 125 or even 250. Bananas. That'll never happen to me. That'll never be me. So I would, that's the machine I would recommend there. I like the Dragon Links again, but they're not consistently hot. You saw the Piggies, not consistently hot. They can get very cold. I've probably tossed at least 10% or 15% of my winnings back religiously into those machines, trying to get the big pig and hit the grand. The grand's like 135,000 now in the high limit, right? For the Piggies. And the video poker there is just not good. There's two video poker machines in the high limit. They are their odds are okay. They pay the regular odds, which their bar machines do not. They punish the full house pretty severely on double. They only pay 35 to a $5 bet. That's terrible. That's just terrible. Or 70 to a $10 bet. I think you have to bet 10 credits on everything, but even the quarters and the 50 cents, I think you have to go at least 5 credits. So per 5 credits, it pays that. It's a terrible return. Traditionally, full houses should return on double 40 or 45. 40 is like a little bit lower. 45 is awesome. On triple, it should be 45. It shouldn't even be a question, because you throw away on triple double bonus, you're throwing away your 3 of a kinds only pay 2 to 1 instead of 3 to 1. So that's a big deal. And they'll eat away at your money. But anyway, as I mentioned, their video poker doesn't really even return any large hits. I think they're throttling. I haven't seen a big hit on those machines ever. The slot attendants are telling me that they paid out a $40K a couple months ago, but really only one of them. They haven't seen the machine hit for anything particular big, and you can bet 25 and 10 on that, which is a $50 and $125 bet per hand, which I don't go anywhere near. I'll go to the 25 max on that. But again, you have to get even to hit that. That's bananas. So that would be, I think that's the Royal on the $50 bet. If you hit the Royal, that's a $40K. So somebody hit the Royal 6 months ago, which there have easily been millions of hands played on that machine. So you tell me how it's returning, right? And most of the people I see play jacks or better, which you would think something would be popping a little bit better, but whatever. So food for thought. Keep that in your mind. Are there any other good machines at MoSun Pocono Downs that I can remember? And I should say that I'm talking about Pocono Downs, the hellhole that is Wyoming Valley, and I'm talking about Pennsylvania. It is a bastion of happiness. Everyone loves going to this casino, and they just give away money. None of those things are true. None of those things are remotely true. They couldn't be if you wanted them to be. The people are, well, we've talked about it already. I'm not going to shit on them anymore. But I did get lucky one night. That was great. And I made a comeback. I made all the money I lost in online. I made all the money back I lost at Mount Airy. I made all the money I lost at in the morning or afternoon session. So it was just phenomenal. Great day. Very happy. Love when that happens. The only problem is, again, you can't drink on the casino floors in Pennsylvania yet. It's one thing that New Jersey really has got PA on in a lion's share. So, that was it. I pretty much, we went to a bar, we ate. You end up eating a lot, which is why I already gained like 400 pounds when I moved back home for this whole COVID thing. And now I'm just getting fatter. It's getting fatter. It's part of the process. I'm just going to keep eating. If you want to go drinking, you have to go eating here in Pennsylvania now. So when we all fucking die of type 2 diabetes or blood clots or aneurysms or sitting on your ass for too long, I don't know, whatever it is, that'll be the reason why. So 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, I suppose. But that's where it is. What else? What else is going on? How about some good news? Well, I guess really, there's a couple things. So the one thing about AC that's at least good, which is why I think they have some bargaining power right now, is their online casino gambling is murdering it. They between sportsbook and actual live gaming, whether it's tables, Golden Nugget has live dealers that you could do online, so you could watch them deal. Great. For roulette, blackjack, I think roulette as well, and no craps though. I think craps is only straight video, but they have live dealers for all that, baccarat as well, and then of course they have the online games. So if you want to play some of the video games, they're crushing it, and not just Golden Nugget. obviously Borgata. I think William Hill for the sports book. Unibet, I think, has a couple properties there too. Sportsbook, they are Trop, and William Hill is in the, I'm sorry, William Hill is Trop. William Hill is Oceans. Oceans has a beautiful sports book, actually, which you can't sit in, and it's spaced right now. But again, with these new requirements, I'm not sure how that's going to impact them. Definitely on a Saturday, Sunday, and Monday night, they're not going to be able to do the same kind of volume. These games go very late. So I imagine that's going to impact them as well. Other good news, like with the COVID numbers in New Jersey. So as I had mentioned, it definitely doesn't appear to be the casinos. The casinos, they have the spacing. They have, again, it's everything that they do. Their ventilation is excellent. They have great cleanup procedures. Their staff is very diligent in making sure people have their masks up. And even I hate it at times. But what I'll say is that actually is the lion's share of the issues. So I think that is a great sign. It doesn't mean they're not getting punished for it, but here in Pennsylvania, it is the impact is something like less than 0.1% of all casino staff has gotten COVID cases since the opening of all of them. So it is a massive, massive, massive low number in respect to any of the other, interactions, whether it be waiters, staff at other places, or, grocery workers, dentists, assistants, hygiene, doctors, etc. The impact is much larger everywhere else. Teachers. So it's great news for casinos, and it really just reiterates the fact that casinos are safer. Once you've eliminated the smoke, that is probably the largest component. The only other component is the drinking aspects of it, because you're pulling down your mask to drink and then probably chit-chatting with someone. And it seems to be that even in places like New Jersey where it's allowed, the impact is not the same. Because people respect the rules, because there are people watching to make sure. If you go to a bar or a restaurant, perhaps depending on the place, are not enforcing it as strong. And I think everybody's aware of like sort of the backdoor outhouse ones that are dive bars that just are too small to that no one's ever going to report them on, and they're just happy to go and have a cocktail and just have their mask down, talk to whoever's at the bar, whatever. Again, as I said, this is highly contagious. I don't see a way that we all don't get it or some form of it at some capacity. So buckle up is what we'll say, right? We were going to plan, Regular Fund was going to plan a trip to Vegas. It's not happening in Christmas. I'll be out in AC starting tomorrow. My plan for the week is to go Oceans and Caesars Wednesday through Friday, and then Friday over the weekend we're gonna go to Hard Rock, and hopefully my host will hook me up with that sweet I like so much. I'm gonna have to figure out the food and drink situation in the middle of the night, which sucks, because at 3:00 in the morning now, when you want something, if they're closing, that means they're probably closing the what is that store where you could buy and you can go buy underwear or toothbrushes or anything like that. So if those are closed, the sundry store, as they call them, sundries. So that'll be it. I don't think I'm gonna have my Drexler shirt on. I put my old Drexler tank top on. I was not a basketball player, but we had a great basketball team. I think I talked about it before. Malik Rose was on our team that year. He in his junior and senior year, we did amazing. He was responsible for taking us to the NCAA tournament. I'm sure the coaching staff was good, but honestly, Malik could have went anywhere he wanted to. I believe he stayed in Philly for family reasons, right? So he hung out with his family. I was on his floor the first year at the dorms. He's a charmer. He could charm anybody, and everyone loved him. I wasn't so much a charmer. I was more of just a boozer. I would just drink a little bit. I'll drink a little bit, and I would show up drunk in random places. You could find me, like if you went to study on a Sunday morning, you might find me behind the couch in like the main area. right? And I might be sleeping, or I might just be laying there looking up at the sky. I enjoyed cocktails when I was there, but that was a lot of fun too. Oh gosh, taxes are coming up. I guess, well, we're a couple months away from that. How is that going to work? How are taxes going to work this year? I mean, for me personally, it is a disaster. I at this point, I am a professional gambler. I just never filed that way because I'm literally making most of my money doing this, which is not a lot, but at least I'm having fun. And it pays for most of my bills. I don't have family. I don't have many expenses. Car is bought and paid for. Houses are mostly paid for. So you just need like a little bit of money, every year, and until I get a real job, and that'll be fun. But that's really that's where I'm at. I mean, I guess I'm gonna have to. They need to change the way that slots and slot play and taxes work. I've been getting murdered for years now, where I pay a little bit extra because technically, very technically, I because it's certainly not truth. My income is artificially inflated. So if I put $1,000 into a machine and I hit for $1,200, they print me a W-2G. It's called. It's a gambling W-2. It claims it's your income. The problem is that I've already lost $1,000, and so that shows up as if I worked a 40-hour week and I got a $1,200 check. The only problem is when you're working a 40-hour week, you didn't lose $1,000 at that job, right? So natural AGIs, all that are inflated automatically, and of course, your standard deductions, you go over certain dollar amounts. Now you can't deduct anything, or your deductions are limited. And you end up paying a couple extra bucks just for the privilege of gambling, which also pays taxes to the government and the state through the casinos themselves, in addition to any actual taxes you might be paying for any profits that you're making. It is one of the worst compounded sin taxes I've ever seen in my life. I'm trying to think where else that might be similar, but I have no idea. No idea. And sweet Jesus, the IRS gods and the IRS state gods, federal ones, Donald Trump, Joe Biden, if you guys are listening, I need you guys to change the way that works because it's fucking killing me. And I'm trying to have some fun here, please. What else? I think I might do a road trip soon. I don't know. I feel like I might do a road trip. Get head south. Numbers are pretty good there. Might just check it out. Just get out for a while. It's getting a little cold here. I'm not a fan. I'm a fan of the cold, but I need to keep moving. Kind of a shark, I think, at this point. I think my life is I'm a wanderer. I am like Cain. I wander the earth in search of adventure and righting wrongs. I feel like that's appropriate for me. I think that's the right way to say it. Yeah, I really do. So I think I showed you guys. What else do I have something else here? Well, soon we'll have some more video stuff in. I'm working on production. I want to get a call-in number. I want to start doing some stuff live. I want to have switching cameras. I just have to find people that are willing to help me. And then we'll have a lot more fun. But for now, you're looking at this shit. Soon, not gonna happen just yet, but soon, someday soon. Who knows? I don't know. I feel like it could happen, but will it? I don't know. Fuck it. Let's look at some more gambling fun I had this weekend past. I was so happy and so pleased with all this stuff. Let me share with you some of my experiences, yeah? Un momento, por favor. So we saw my beautiful miner. What else can I show y'all? I showed you the piggies. Oh, I know what I want to show you. Where is he? This is from Mount Airy. Tiki? Oh no, this is from Sands. We went to Sands the week before, and I gotta tell you what, it was cool. I had a good time, but it was not what it used to be when it was Sands. It's Twin Creek now, and I mean, there's only so much you could keep doing during COVID, and I think that's really starting to hurt, particularly a lot of PA casinos. I don't know where the profit margins are. I don't know what they're up to, but it was very obvious. There's not a lot of staff there. They're very kind and very courteous, but there's not enough reasons to bring the crowds that used to be there, and there's gamblers there. But that's sort of the in-between parts of gambling are the most fun parts. Well, I like the action, but there's nothing I like better than going to the center bar and getting a drink, whatever casino it is. That's literally what you do. You go to the center bar, you see what's going on. If everything's looking cool, you move on, and and you just maybe talk someone, chat someone up. Maybe you do a group pool, you meet your friends there, you talk about your week, you talk about work or something new they're doing, and that's what you're supposed to do, So let's look at this. I had a 1250 bet. Is that what I had? Did I share the volume? I didn't share the volume. Excellent. Look how pretty that is. 1250. Almost got the last one. Where is this other cat? Where is she? She was... Oh, where are you? I hit this bad boy. I was down my last $10, and I hit this sweet Dragon Link Golden Century. Is it you? It's not you, is it? No, that was a good one, but that wasn't the one I'm looking for. I am looking for a delicious Golden Century win. I had all the wilds lit up. It was wild. There she is. Look at this beautiful, beautiful bitch. Look at this. I have to have another drink. I'm going to have another cocktail. Oh, that's good. Look at that. If those were wild in the middle, I locked up the machine, but if those were wild in the middle, that would have been another. They would have been almost $10 bet, man. That's crazy. And then I got one of these guys. I built this pack. I was down to my last $10. This was week before, and I'm probably about $1,500 by then. Basically, I built that whole thing up $500. What? Look at this. I think that's like a 200. This is 6 again. Oh, I like that. You got more lines still. I forgot. I think I retriggered one way. That was awesome. I love when Lady Luck. If you ever watch some of the other people, Lady Luck, she always like sings along with the thing. I've always been doing that my whole life, so they hear somebody else.
I came here with my last $10. I put it in. I only had a 10.
Everybody's looking at me. I gotta take out my $10. Nobody's perfect. Look at this beautiful. So this machine, when these hit, these are my favorite machines. And this is Wing Creek. Wing Creek got rid of Wind Creek, but basically Mohegan used to have machines like this, right? They got rid of them. They no longer have the dollar machines. They only do 50 cents. To be honest, the way it's working, something about it is not as high. I think they really, after 4 or 5 years ago, they made some changes. It's never been the same. Can't been anything there. It was never really great on their accounts. They were never really great on it. At that point, and that was deeply aggravating. So something to look at. What else do I want to show you? You know what I want to show you is I had, and this was last weekend, or no, this was recent. Sunday at my cousin Drunko for a little Sunday fun day up at the casino, and essentially what had happened was I basically almost hit something. Look at this. Again, playing quarters, delicious quarters.
Come on, mama.
You have to play like almost ridiculous bet size to get like numbers like 2,000, 5,000. Even on 10, you got 10 cents. You have to play like 100 credits. $200 credits to even get anything. Now look at this. It's spinning. The heart is spinning. Look at it.
Come on, baby.
Look at it. That is fine. Dude, this is fine. I almost had a heart attack. The thing is that, and this is a weird thing that I can't really answer. I can't figure it out why. Is Mohegan in their high limit rooms, other high limit rooms like Borgata or even Mount Airy or Wind Creek Sands, or any AC casino. If you're in high limit, usually it's the grand jackpot for those type of machines start around 70,000, and Mohegans are around the low 20s. So compared to, I think I did an analysis last week or the week before about the pay lines and how they do it and the jackpots. So in high limit, the major is always in the thousands. So it starts usually around 5, which outside the majors start around $500 or $600. So if you're playing 10 cent outside, you're playing $5, 10 cent outside. It makes tons of sense to go inside the high limit and play it there, because you get a higher major and you get a higher grand. But the grand outside is usually around $12,000 it starts. And the grands in the high limit for these kind of Lightning Link machines should be, in, like I said, 70-ish is usually where I see it start. They get up to 130,000 very quickly. But in Mohegan, it's 20. So 24, 25. I never see it get much higher than that. So something's going on there. Again, you guys know my opinion about Mohegan. So just more ways that they're pulling it in. There was something really cool that happened last week, and I don't have the picture with me right now, but there's a Facebook group, Atlantic City Casinos, I think it's called. Someone hit the straight flush, the 7-card straight flush playing high card flush. It was low hearts, and they had $10 bet on the straight flush payout, which would normally pay 8,000 to 1, or 800. Yeah, 8,000 to 1. I think it's 8,000 to 1. So whatever it was, they were supposed to get paid $80,000. That's right. It was 8,000 to 1. So they were supposed to get paid $80,000 plus whatever the other bets. If you've ever played high card flush, there's like 4 or 5 fucking things you could play on the table, and they should have gotten paid at least 80, probably closer to 100K, but there's a max payout on the table of $50,000. And that would make me kill everyone. I would have tipped the table upside down, and because it makes no sense, to even bet a certain way at that point if you're shackling yourself. And I think that's one of the things I'm trying to put together is a system where we could sort of identify those kind of things, and hopefully I could educate myself and everybody along with it. where we can see some of those things. But lots of stuff coming. As I said, we'll be in AC all this weekend. I got Joe Marslots is coming out with me, and a bunch of other people. Drunkle and I are we're gonna do a group outing the 29th and 30th of December. Look for us in Hard Rock. If everything stays open in Atlantic City, God help us, because I really don't understand how the current restrictions the governor's put in is going to help. So we'll see what happens there. Really, if everything goes according to plan and we get out of this virus and there's vaccines and people feel comfortable taking them, then Vegas. But, we got to see what happens first, because at this point, there is a lot of work to be done yet, right? So we'll see what happens. But until then, keep watching. Thanks for tuning in. Do all the things that you're supposed to do for people on YouTube and nonsense, and signing up for all my lists, regular fun media, regular fun posts, for Ace Master. Go to my website, regular fun. Do all that stuff, please. And thanks, and good luck gambling out there. All right, everyone? Take care. Yep.